Hello, and welcome to a quick video in which I will demonstrate how to print an ADM file, that is an Atmos digital master file, from within Pro Tools. The actual process of bouncing an ADM file in Pro Tools is quite simple, but there is one important thing to understand. Often when we are working in Atmos, we are mixing a project that has already been released in stereo, and it's important that any ADM file we create is the same length as the original stereo file. The audio should start and end at the exact same locations in time. This is necessary because if our Atmos file is played back on a streaming service such as Apple Music, and the user switches between the Atmos version and the original stereo mix, the two files should be in sync and the audio should be in the same location in time. So, for this demonstration video, in which I have an Atmos mix open and ready to bounce, I'm going to select the ref mix file, the original stereo mix file that I've included in my Pro Tools session, the exact ref file that while I was doing the Atmos mix I was comparing to. I'm going to select this original stereo mix, and by selecting it, it's going to tell Pro Tools to print from this starting location to this end location. The length of the selection is the length of the print. So with all that ready to go, I can dive into the ADM bouncing process, which again is pretty simple. It starts with ensuring you have the timecode rate set correctly. So I'm going to go to Setup, Session, and I'm going to ensure that it is set to 24 frames per second. With that done, I am then going to bounce by going to File, Bounce Mix, and name it what you want. I've named it mix4.bobdobbs, whoever that is. And I have set the file type, and this is the important part, to WAV parentheses Dolby Atmos. This is where you select an ADM file format. And then under here, Dolby Atmos, make sure you have Create Master Files selected. You don't need to mess with the I/O setup. I'm assuming you've already configured that, so everything is working fine there. It will tell you the total number of channels in this ADM that you are printing. It's going to include the bed and any other objects you have. You do not need to select FFOA unless you know what it is and you know why to use it. It's for post-production projects. And in frame rate, it's already set to 24. You do not need to create re-renders unless you're trying to make multiple versions at once in the same bounce, which in this case, I'm not demonstrating. All of this should remain grayed out and ready to go. Again, the frame rate, our sample rate is at 48 kilohertz for this project. Atmos does support 96, but most of the work here done at Nescom is all at 48 kilohertz. And finally, you select the destination of where this file is going to be placed. I'm using the default location, which is in the auto-created bounced files folder within the Pro Tools session I am working. With this done, I have one more important choice. Do I want to listen to it down in real time, or do I want it to work in offline mode? Offline mode is much faster. It bounces at an accelerated speed. So I'm going to select bounce. Now it's printing the mix. It's doing it at approximately 7 or 8 times normal speed. So it's going to take me, half a minute to create this bounce. And of course, it started and ended at the same times as my original stereo file. So we don't need to watch this whole status bar play out, but this is the process for bouncing an ADM in Pro Tools. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Goodbye.